committee. And I've seen this, and it's just fine to me. Everything, it's something in our priorities I was hoping for was to do this. So I'll be supporting it. And I think there's time to hopefully call the question soon. Thank you.
You know, I did have a real brief conversation with staff about this, and because I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess when I look at the motion, it says council adopt part one. For me, what gives me more comment or comfort, I suppose, is that because we've asked the committee to give recommendations to council to consider. There's no considering here. There's not even a chance to contemplate any of these items, and the list is extensive. And again, there's some really big concerns I have right away, and that's what are the costs? What's the costing of realizing some of this stuff? Because some of the things I've read, it's like to do a pedestrian bridge, to connect lower and upper Lantzville. Like, where's the funding coming from? There's even one comment in there that has to do with a bylaw enforcement, saying that, there's an encroachment. This is going out on as a public document. And
May I please clarify?
So I'll read it. This is on, no, hold on, you're interrupting me and I'm
That's
speaking.
why I'm asking if I could
Sorry,
clarify.
sorry, we're in an open meeting. No, I'm not confused. It says right on page 466, existing Shale Park land encroachment by development at Shale Road. Like, that's doesn't belong there as far as I'm concerned. That's not appropriate. But
Motion already passed by council on that, so point of order to that.
Well, it's not a point of order. I fail to see how it's passed, but again, I can confer with staff on that. It's an active bylaw file or closed bylaw file. I'm not sure, but maybe Director Robinson can speak to that.
That was there may be since we are in an open session right now, there may have been a closed session item that I would refrain from commenting on in open session and would discourage from the inclusion in a public planning document.
Yeah, so I appreciate all the work that's gone into this. I just think there's some serious considerations that council needs to have here, and then some of it's even budgeting around the GSI mapping and so forth, and how much time and cost is going to be around that. Again, these are things I'd like to hear back from staff on and a little bit more of a fulsome report. It's again, I'm having a hard time deciphering. And I'd have to spend hours and hours on this, literally, to try to make heads and tails of it. We've asked in the past, with other documents to have the track changes and things shown in red and other things. But, I guess it doesn't seem to fly here with this particular document. But again, there's some big concerns I have around, some of the language that's used in there and, and the costing. I don't want to give people the impression that we are seriously considering things that when it's, it's going to take us 3 goes at Dickinson Road to get it done because we have no money. So anyways, if there's other speakers and, I guess everybody wants to call the question on this, but Councillor Lerner, go ahead.
Yeah, I move we call the question since you
Councillor
invited.
Lerner is speaking.
Sorry, just through your worship to staff, when it comes to costing, I'm confused. I didn't understand that the original versions of this document had costing in it. Are we supposed to have costing in this document? I thought it was like, this is the future plans of the community. Like aspirations that may be paid for by developers or grants or whatever, but I didn't think we had to have costing in it, but.
There's some costing, but I'll let staff answer the question. Councillor Jones, just settle down.
You just interrupted, and I've been
Go ahead,
asking to speak.
Director Robinson.
Through your worship to the councillor, staff haven't had an opportunity to review the proposed changes in any detail. We're still awaiting finalized mapping from the RDN. The draft map is what's in your agenda. The Director of Finance has not had an opportunity to review these draft changes either. So yeah, we haven't had a chance to take a look at that from either a planning or a financial perspective.
Okay, Councillor Jones.
Thank you. This is recommended edits part 1. There is nothing on costing. You also note there is nothing on priorities. That has not been done in these edits for a very good reason. That would require staff time. That should be council that makes a decision on what the priorities are. The group can have some recommendations for what they feel that are easy and less expensive, but there is nothing here that prioritizes or says anything needs to be done. And in fact, that was the problem with the last document. It was just listings and suggestions, but no action. So this one is the same as it is recommended edit, so you don't need to worry about costing. We're not putting any expense other than the mapping being digitized by the RDN.
Okay, Councillor Savage.
Yes, I move that we call the question, please.
That's fine. Well, we're about to lose the meeting, Councillor Mundell, but I guess, what are we gonna do here, right? But go ahead, Councillor Mundell.
Okay, I'll be really fast. Through to staff, are these not, this document isn't sort of obligating us to anything, correct? It's just recommendations.
Yeah, that's correct. It's not obligating us to do anything. But we do need to obviously have a look at it from the staff perspective to make sure that what is in this proposed document can be implemented. So we just haven't had that opportunity to put a lens on it.
Okay, fair enough. From my perspective then, I would also like to see, again, track changes are important to me as well. So I would like to see the track changes, and I would like to hear back from staff before I'm gonna support this.
Okay, question's being called, so I will do that. You know, again, the issue I have is simply the word adopt. I just don't want to give any false impressions to anybody that I just unanimously just support this document. But it sounds like there's some, you know, confidence here that, or, you know, that's not the case. So we'll be holding council to it. I'm going to call the question. All those in favor and opposed? Noting Councilor Mundell is opposed, it carries. We'll just lose the meeting, that's easier.